boys. You got first spoke.
Getting on to round one, what can you tell us about any debuts or make-up of your team?
Yeah, we'll announce our squad post-training. We'll name our squad of 25, but what I can say is that we'll have at least 3 guys playing their first games for us. Our first pick from last year, Sean Atley, will make his debut, which we're really excited about. He's earned his spot in the side. We've clearly picked our best 22 that we think can win the game, and Sean's forced his way into that side, so it's really exciting for him. Cameron Richardson from North Ballarat will also make his debut for us. He's been in our best side all pre-season, and as well as Sean Atley, he's forced his way in, so that's terrific for him. And Cameron Pedersen will be upgraded from the rookie list this afternoon and will make his debut as well.
Confident those 3 young blokes will be able to live up to the occasion?
Oh, absolutely. There's not too much that will be different over in Perth than what we've experienced in the pre-season. We've played in some fairly oppressive temperatures this pre-season, so they're prepared for that. They've been picked on form, so regardless whether you haven't played a game for us or whether you played 300 in Brent Harvey's case, so they've forced their way into our best side, and we'll take over the side that we think can get the job done.
That's quite a whirlwind afternoon, being elevated to the rookie list and elevated from the rookie list and being named to play your first game. Yeah, it's been a pretty big last 12 months for Cam Pedersen. His wife's given birth to their first child, and he's done it the hard way, coming through the VFL system to get put on a rookie list, and now elevated to the senior list and making his debut. So it's exciting times for him.
What are your thoughts heading into round one, Brad?
Just generally, I think we're all excited to get the game started. I mean, we've prepared really well. We've had a fantastic pre-season, which the cornerstone of that pre-season was our trip to Utah, and our players are fitter than ever. I mean, what we do know is that we're extremely well prepared, and we've improved significantly from last year. What I don't know is how much the competition's improved. So we're looking forward to finding out on Sunday.
How close was Majak Dor to being the player that you upgraded to the senior list?
Yeah, close. I mean, his improvement in the last 3 months has been extraordinary. I don't think any of the coaches would have thought that he'd be pushing for selection in round one, but he was certainly right in the mix. We've chosen to go a slightly different way, but he'll get an opportunity this year, I'm sure. The way he's attacking his training and his rate of improvement is such that I'd be very surprised if he didn't get an opportunity. And I can't say that I thought that 6 months ago.
Brad, what sort of role have you got in mind for Cameron Pedersen? Is he likely to help out in the ruck at certain stages?
So look, honestly, he's played all of last year at fullback for Box Hill, and he was really effective there. The year before for Box Hill, he played as a key forward and was named in the VFL Team of the Year, and he also played in the ruck that year. So he'll be playing one or all 3 of those positions for us.
Is he a chance to play the substitute role, given his versatility?
Oh, well, he shapes as a logical fit, but I think most players these days have to be able to play through the midfield. So we'll look at a midfielder to play that substitute role for us.
How does the frigid temperatures affect your build-up, Brad, and how you've sort of planned for this weekend match, for Sunday's match?
Well, we couldn't have got a better preparation than playing the Bulldogs 2 weeks ago in 31-degree heat in the middle of the day at Ballarat. And the players handled that extremely well, and we played full-length quarters. We came home and kicked 9 goals in the last quarter. So, we're really looking forward to going over to Perth. I mean, we've been able to train, through a Melbourne summer, and it's not like a Perth summer, but we've been able to get a lot of training into our players. They're really fit, and from my experience up in Brisbane, I know that the cumulative effect of training in the heat day after day, trying to recover in the heat is very difficult. So I'm really confident that we'll go over extremely well prepared. We'll take all the precautions we need to, but the heat is not a factor for us in any way, shape or form.
Given what you've learned so far about the substitute rule, do you think it's more likely you use it as a backup rather than as a rotation tool?
Oh, well, I think we have to use it as an injury backup. I don't think any coaches can sit here and say they know exactly how they're going to use it. We've we've looked at all the contingencies and all the possible scenarios, and we're really comfortable with the strategy we'll take in to using the sub. But you know, there is an element of danger if you choose to activate your sub in the case of not getting an injury. So it's going to be an interesting one, but we're really confident we've prepared well for that.
Round 1, 3 newcomers. We've got 2 blokes sitting either side of you here who have been real mainstays for this footy club over the last sort of 6 or so seasons. Just a few comments on, you know, what's a pretty nice way to get the year underway.
Yeah, it's terrific to have 2 players, you know, and Wellsy and Spud are playing their 150th games, and you know they're players that have been really valuable members of this team for a long time. And you know, I don't want to speak for them, but from what I've observed, you know, players like Wellsy and Spud have been reinvigorated by the young players who are coming through. We're not interested in being labelled as a developing side. We're not interested in people talking about our youth. We're interested in success, and you know, it's important that I structure up a team that can get that success sooner rather than later. We're not prepared just to sit around and wait for it to happen. You know, we want Michael Firrito and Daniel Wells to be an important part of the next successful era at the Kangaroos. So, you know, they've been stalwarts for the club, but it's important that we build a side around them that can be successful very soon.
How far off do you reckon you are from what you saw of these kids and, you know, how things have gone in the Brad Scott era so far?
I think hopefully it's sooner rather than later. The development of the kids over the pre-season, the kids that just come in recently, it's quite phenomenal. To have Michael and myself, and you know, a couple of other guys around the same age to sort of fast track them as well, and you know, learn off them as well, because the excitement they come with and what they bring is, you know, we feed off that just as much as they do, I reckon.
Michael, talk about the atmosphere around the club and how it's changed with these young blokes being around in the off-season. What are your sort of thoughts around that and how it's different from previous clubs?
No, look, it's certainly exciting. They come in and you know, fresh face and ready to go, and you know, it sort of, I guess it drags us along with them a little bit, and they're you know, ultra competitive, and you know, they're strong characters, and they just come in and you know, they test you out straight away. So already they're making the group better, you know, and we're going to get a look at a couple of boys this weekend, which is really exciting.
Brad, you had a look at, I suppose, in the last half of the pre-season at how you'll structure up, just given Drew Petrie's absence. Have you sort of worked out what structure you'll take into the game after forward?
Yeah, we have. And we're really confident in it. I'm not going to give the West Coast any heads up as to what that'll be, but no, we're really confident in it. You know, we've traded a player in Ben McKinley, who will play for us as well on Sunday against his old team, and you know, we made a conscious decision to trade him in because we felt he was in our best 22, and his performance through the pre-season has vindicated that decision.
Daniel, there's another article on you this morning, the whole career thing and everything. Do you finally feel like, you know, you're just a solid 150 games, solid member of this team, and you just get on with whatever happens for the rest of your career? Yeah,
that's probably, the story gets a bit old, I reckon. So as long as my teammates and my club, you know, support me and back me and see the work that I do, I suppose everyone else, it doesn't really matter, because it doesn't really impact on what you do anyways, because you know, it's irrelevant. So you still got to perform, and this game's about actions, and that's what I'm about as well. So hopefully I can have a real consistent year and start off this week.
Brad, I think you'll be the first side during the home and away season to use the new travel arrangements with respect to the new airline. Is there anything different about the way you're preparing or flying this weekend, but is there any concern or any no, I guess?
No, identical preparation for us. We've got a very set travel routine. The players have it down pat. Virgin were outstanding in looking after us when we travelled up to Lavington to play GWS. We couldn't speak highly enough of their service and the way they looked after us. So, you know, we think it'll be a fantastic relationship.
Anything about that round 21 win over the West Coast over there last year that might give you a little bit of confidence heading into this one?
Not really. I think that the sides are still fairly evenly matched in terms of youngsters. You know, you look at the West Coast lineup, they've got a lot of talented young players who I think will be very good players in the future. You know, and people have said that about us too. So in terms of age and experience, we're around about the mark. You know, so it is evenly matched in those areas. The win last year though is irrelevant to this game this week.
Okay, just a couple of comments from the two blokes for them, you know, just your impressions on them after 12, 18 months being their coach.
Yeah, well, I mean, Michael Firrito, you know, he's a player that as a coach you love to have in your footy side because he's hard, he's aggressive, you know exactly what you're going to get from him. He's extremely coachable. He follows instructions to the letter. So, you know, when you need players like that, you know, and that's not to downplay his talents. You know, he's extremely strong overhead. You know, he's shown the versatility over a long career to be able to play midfield, to be even able to play full back at times. So, in the modern game, versatility is absolutely crucial, and there's not too many players who are more versatile than Spud.
And Daniel?
Yeah, look, Wellsy's, you know, a player that he uses class and grace in the way he plays the game, and you know, I've watched him from afar and been really impressed by him, but since watching him up close, I've only been more impressed. I think his grace on field can sometimes be misunderstood for a lack of urgency, and that's a fallacy. That's not right. He's an extremely driven person. He's super keen for success. I think it was a great endorsement in our football club that Wellesley had a decision to make as to where he wanted to play his footy for the rest of his career, and you know, he chose to stay with North Melbourne because he can see a future here. Now, I've got no doubt that Daniel Wells' best football is ahead of him. So he's been terrific for me as coach. He's a great leader, and you know, I'm confident that on the back of a really good preparation, he now knows that it's time to perform in season. I thought he was terrific for us last year as well. So he's a really important part of our side, and you know, I'm really confident that you know, we're all going to see what a good player he can be. Okay, thanks guys.